The children of Israel was living in Egypt for a very long time under Pharaoh. And because of that, the Egyptian got very jealous of them and put them in bondage. And at a certain point, the children of Israel began to cry out to the Lord to be set free from the Egyptians, because the Egyptians made the children of Israel their slave, began to use them. They weren't appreciating them, and they were misusing the children of Israel. And so God sent Moses, who gave Pharaoh many warnings to tell Pharaoh to release the children of Israel. And Moses did a lot of sign and wonder to Pharaoh and his magicians. And it was until the death of the firstborns that the Pharaoh finally released the children of God from their clutch. And so it is many of us, as we are in our promised land, entering into our promised land and trying to get our freedom, we have a demon-like personality that is still pursuing us in our promised land, pursuing and trying to resist us from entering our promised land, and resist us while we are in the promised land, to make it seem like what God said is a lie. And so it is that the Pharaoh has his magician and he had his horseman. And sometimes, as the children of Israel were walking in the wilderness, going into a place they did not quite understand, it was very intimidating to hear Pharaoh army, to hear the chariot wheels, to see the company of spearmen, and to see the pursuit, and to know that this man was so persistent, he refused to give up. But here it is, that when Pharaoh pursued the children of Israel, the thing that gave them great victory was the Red Sea. And so it is that Revelations 12:11 says that we overcame by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. And so it is, we are going to use the blood for this prayer point. Every persistent Pharaoh pursuing my life, fall down and die. Every Pharaoh and their horsemen, fall down and die. Let the sea of blood swallow my Pharaoh and his horsemen pursuing my life into the promised land. Let the sea of blood separate me from my Pharaoh and his horsemen. I bind my Pharaoh and his horsemen to the bottom of the sea of blood. Let the sea of blood rise and swallow every Pharaoh pursuing my life. I pray that God arise and his enemies be scattered. And I pray that the Lord grant us victory to enter into our promised land. God bless. Keep praying.